Hello and welcome back to Will You Survive, the podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Eric.
And today we're going to be talking about a little movie from 2019 called Little Monsters.
Whoa. You forgot to introduce our special guest here, Mr. Bon Jovi.
Say hi, Bon Jovi. You might not believe this, but he's actually shy. Yeah, Bon Jovi is shy in front of a microphone.
Yes, that was very interesting. Nice small talk, Bon Jovi. Thank you.
He's a fun little wiener dog.
Little miniature wiener dog.
Who's going to help us out on the podcast today. But what did you think about Little Monsters?
That was such a good movie. I don't know why. I kept putting off watching it. And I started watching it, and my phone died halfway through, and I can't tell you how mad I was when that happened.
Well, it's funny because as I was going to do some homework on it and just wanted to figure out the actors' names and directors' names and see where I knew them from, I started watching. There was a scene that I wanted to remember. I could not remember how the funny, goofy little kid star died.
Teddy McGiggles.
I knew he died. I didn't know how. And I was
like,
how did he die? So I turned it on, and I intended to just fast forward to that part. And right at the beginning, the main guy, he caught my attention because he's so absolutely annoying.
I hate him.
Alexander England.
God.
He played Dave.
God, Dave is the worst.
And he just annoyed the crap out of me, but in like a fun way where now I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't just fast forward. I was like, wait, why do I not remember how annoying this guy was? And it didn't take long. Not even 10 minutes in, I was like, oh yeah, he's that annoying all the way through.
Yeah, most of the way through.
True, until the climax, if you will.
Yeah, when he falls in love, basically. But man, he sucked for like the first hour of this movie.
And can I bring up the big shocker? You were not shocked. I was shocked that Teddy McGiggle also does the voice of Olaf.
Yeah, I recognized him right away. I like Josh Gad.
I had no idea who that guy was. I've seen the name. And then I looked at it and saw he also did a part in the 2017 Beauty and the Beast. And I was like, are you
I don't know
freaking kidding me? This guy is like, he's pretty much been everywhere.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I had no idea who he was. Anyway, Little Monsters, I thought, was a really clever movie. It kind of showed the zombie apocalypse in a whole different way, and it showed it in a way that is terrifying for me as a parent.
Yeah.
It was all kids.
That's not going to work in real life.
Yeah.
Like, the power of music is strong. It ain't that strong.
Yeah.
That's oof.
Now, you've said this in the past. I hope it goes without saying, but we'll just say it again anyway. Spoilers. All right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
We are going to spoil the heck out of this movie. The whole entire idea is to try to figure out what survival techniques would actually work in this kind of a scenario. Now, it's challenging because in this movie, it shows several different conflicts. Number one, you have a teacher trying to keep her kids safe, her students safe.
And calm.
And number two, you have to keep them fed. You have to keep them calm and in a position and place where they can sleep, because, it's not comfortable, but adults can go a whole night. Adults can stay awake.
Yeah.
A 24-hour period. It's uncomfortable, no doubt, but you could do it. Kids, man, I mean,
they get so cranky so fast.
I think kids would give up on life before they would give up on certain things like that. Like they would just crash and go to sleep, and it would cost them their lives. And
because they also don't have the concept of death,
right?
And not in the same way that an adult does. So something like this, where Miss Caroline, the whole movie was telling him, "Oh, this is just a game. Oh, it's being scary as part of the game." Worst game ever, as the kid said.
But I loved how the kid said, "This game is terrible, and the zombies don't even look real." I don't know if that was like the writer's jab at the movie itself, like a little self-deprecation. I'm not sure what that was, but it was hilarious.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
I agree. I thought the writing and the acting was incredible, with the exception of one group of people. I swear they ran out of budget when they got to the army.
Oh, okay. Well,
The army actors and the army writing was the worst. Also, screw you, Australia, blaming
okay,
America.
okay.
What the heck?
okay, but now what I'll say is I think they did all of that on purpose. This is a Australian director who I think
my god, he just ripped on America.
he's the director and writer. He wrote this as well.
Oh my
So
God,
he
that's actually
was
so funny.
he was ripping America.
That's
You know,
hilarious.
we're out there in all these other countries doing all of this crap, and I'm not going to say one way or the other. I don't pretend our government is benevolent in any way,
What?
shape, or form.
We're saints. We've never done anything. Just don't look at our history.
It's just the people who are in charge, who have been in charge since the beginning of this country. And so, one thing that we all will have in common when the apocalypse begins, there will be no government. In all of the other movies that we've covered, the government falls almost instantly. So it's kind of like the zombies know where to hit first. It's not that they actually know. I just think every movie does it to add to the suspense.
I think the problem or the thing with zombies is that they're most dangerous where there's a lot of people. And that's where government is. Government is in the big cities. The big cities are what's going to fall first.
Now, I'll speculate a little more here, and this is irrelevant of party, okay? They all think that they are too important to be killed.
They're all Teddy McGiggles.
They're all Teddy McGiggles. And you got to see this movie to see what we're talking about. I mean, Teddy McGiggles actually says he thinks because he is the Nickelodeon award-winning star that they're going to come. Yeah,
or something?
They're going to come and find him because he's a celebrity.
I'm worried that some Hollywood actors and actresses might actually feel that. I'm almost certain some do. I hope not most. I hope most are generally more down to earth than we think. But I would not be surprised.
I'm too important. I am too important.
How could they do another Mission Impossible movie?
I think the one thing we got to think about, once the apocalypse begins, we just covered the rule of threes recently, and you've got to apply that to yourself. The rule of threes are absolutely paramount to your survival. It's 3 minutes to get oxygen, 3 hours to get shelter. Now, thank God, I will say, we live in Southern California. It's more than 3 hours for us in most cases.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're in a bad way, you're in extreme heat or extreme cold, you've got 3 hours to get to shelter. You've got 3 days to get to water, drinkable water, and you've got 3 weeks to get to food. Now, Corinne asked, 3 weeks? Really? I said, yeah, you can live for 3 weeks. She goes, no, I can't live for 3 weeks. She goes, I thought that was the 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm the type of person who could go 3 weeks without food. Now, I wouldn't be comfortable, but I think I could.
I'm pretty sure you could. I don't think that anybody, you put anybody on this test, they're not comfortable.
Well, here's the thing. At that point, it's not so much discomfort as it is just you have no energy. I think you can survive for 3 weeks without food, like if you were stranded at sea or something, maybe. I mean, your biggest problem there would be water, but stranded on an island, right? You have 3 weeks to get food, but I would say after the first week, you're not hunting anymore. You don't have the strength.
I think you underestimate our ability to go back into complete primal states.
Maybe pure adrenaline. But
if you look at badasses of the wild, granted they're completely different than us, but polar bears are unbelievable badasses. That was when I saw that very picture that I was shown in high school of the polar bear just standing there on a floating iceberg looking down into the ocean like, I'm so hungry, I'm going to die. There's more to that video. That badass jumped in the water, swam upon some seals that were on a different little iceberg, trip out on this. You swim in the pool, you swim up to the edge, you have to grab onto the edge and pull yourself out, right?
No, you just launched out.
He launched out. Like, this is a freaking bear,
Yeah.
dude. I was terrified of polar bears on land. Now you're telling me these assholes can swim?
Mm-hmm.
I'm out.
That's
I'm
like
not going
when
north.
people think you can climb trees to get away from bears. Like, that makes me laugh. But those are huge monsters. We're talking about little monsters.
Yeah, these
So-
little monsters. That was one of the worst things about this movie, is it actually had some children that were zombies, and that
man.
always bugs me.
Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. The alive child or the alive children bugged me more than the dead children.
Only the one, right?
It was it was kind of a okay. I wasn't annoyed by all of them. That one kid and that one scene. That's like when one of my kids.
Are you going to tell them? Are you going to tell the audience what scene?
Oh my god! It's the big kid when he's just going. I want to play Popeye. I want to play Popeye. I want to play Popeye. Oh my god! I wanted to punch him so bad. It's one of those moments like when I'm at work and one of my kiddos it's been screaming at me for an hour, and I'm like, dude, it's magnets. It's not that bad, man. It's okay.
I have my own who does these things. I hate to say this to you guys, but I'm just going to admit it. I am just happy to see that there are so many other parents with little a-holes just like mine who
All
throw
kids are.
tantrums over the most ridiculous things. I've seen some parents out there with kids that they have, I mean, I don't know what it is, training. I have no idea what it is, but they act like they are so well behaved.
When?
And I look at them and I say, "You're lying."
Wait, when? On camera?
No, at the mall, right? At Knott's Berry Farm. I see these kids acting like they're the most precious angels ever.
Well,
now,
yeah.
call me a
kids
cynic.
All kids have a certain degree of being an a-hole.
But
Just
I'd kind of
because-
rather mine be an a-hole in private and act proper in public.
Yeah.
Mine just act like a-holes in public and are much nicer in private.
Yeah, kids do that, man. I've always kind of seen the opposite with kids, where a lot of times they act great with anybody but their parents.
Yeah.
The second they get to their parents, nightmares. That would be like the baby. The baby would be so good with me all day, and then Corinne would get home. I'd pass her off, an immediate tantrum over something. I'm like, "What are you fighting about? We had a great day, a
Yeah.
whole great day." It's she's looking for something.
I also just caught myself. I'm guilty of something. I'm out in these locations and I'm looking and I'm judging a relationship that I know nothing about. It may not be parents. Maybe that's a caregiver. Maybe that's
It could be like
babysitter.
me.
And yeah, it's a total like this kid's so well behaved with that person, but then you just wait. Maybe I heard a theory that I like to believe is the truth. The children act out in defiance because you left them, right? I went to work, and so that baby's going to be a little jerk to me when I get back. And it's kind of like a funny way, a backwards way of showing like, I missed you. Why did you do this?
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think zombies would ever be a real threat.
I agree, because
Whoa, I'll get my kukuri.
wait. I think he's saying something.
Zombies don't talk.
Just wait a sec. What was that?
You need a loan? What, are you going to buy a house?
What do you need a loan for?
I think he wants to buy a home. Don't we know someone who can help him with that?
Yeah, we do. Have you heard of Corinne Salas at Next Home Grandview in Glendale, California?
She can help you get moved into your forever home now.
Your eternal resting place, if you will. Or forever home. That works. Don't miss the opportunity of a lifetime like this guy. Call Corinne today at 714-510-6443. You can also find her on Instagram at Next Home by Corinne, or visit her website at corinnesalas.nexthomegrandview.com. That's CORINNESALAS.nexthomegrandview.com.
Not food. On to our movie here. The first thing that I would say I liked about it was it all happened in a United States military base in Australia.
Yeah.
So this was a big FU to America from Australia. So
a little bit.
But despite that, I still liked it. I liked all of the actors. I liked all of the character.
I can't. I did not like all the actors.
Who?
No, the military, man. That was horrible. I'm sorry.
I still liked it.
Dude,
I
there's
liked it.
one line the general said that just, I almost turned off. The movie was great.
Can I guess?
Yeah,
Can I guess?
Which line was it?
I can't. Not kids.
I can't
Not
shoot
again.
kids. Not again.
Is that
Bro,
right? Yeah.
Oh my God, that was such a dumb line. I hated that.
I'm not going to fault him. I'm not going to fault him. I know that other countries, other people of other countries are conditioned to hate us.
Well, it's not even that. It was the way it was said. The acting was. I hope it was intentional. I hope they were like, dude, butcher it. But it really felt like they casted a great cast, and they were like, oh shoot, forgot about the military. And they just took in some random guys on the street to do it.
We have some guys with lines that we need read.
It was so funny because you'd be so in the movie, like Dave. Dave made you hate him so much because he just sucked.
Yep.
And then you would get to the army guys, and you're like, dude, this is the comedy aspect of the movie, is how bad this acting is.
Yep.
And I'm trying not to diss on the actors because I feel like it was intentional, but it was just so jarringly different from the rest of the acting.
And that's why I think it was intentional.
It was.
So now,
Oh, man.
if this is you and I, and we're charged with taking care of these kids in this scenario, you're with your kiddos in your profession, and let's just magnify it a little bit. Somehow you have more kids, and for some reason I'm coming along with you. Okay.
First of all, controlling a class of, she had 10 kids?
Kindergartners.
It was 10 kindergartners. She essentially was treating them kind of like dogs, using songs as commands, and like the 1, 2, 3 eyes on me. That is so cool. And I know teachers do that, and that's a very common thing.
I knew it because I had teachers who did that to us.
I never imagined the use of that in a situation of I need you to focus right now.
There's a study, you can look it up, Pavlov's dogs.
Yeah.
And it's the same exact thing. You train, that way it becomes a habit, right?
Like every time they heard a bad word, bad word, bad word. Someone
Exactly.
said a bad word.
Now, I really am. We're doing this podcast, guys, because I am that freak. I always think zombie apocalypse. I'm determined. Like Dawn of
the Dead.
I'm determined to be one thing. I'm not going to be the first. I'm not.
That's a good goal. Yeah.
I'm not. This is our podcast name. Will you survive? Life expectancy in an apocalypse is halved. I mean, at the very least.
Yeah. All these movies that we've talked about so far the characters are alive by plot armor.
That's it.
They're like World War Z especially, which kind of leads me into here. These zombies are the exact opposite. They couldn't be fast.
They're kids.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the funny scenes, when they do the aerial shot, you see that woman running through the field of them while they're still on the tractor. That was so funny. It's one of those things where you're kind of watching it and you're like, how could anybody, after the first initial people, get bit? That woman was running through a field of them, and they weren't even paying any mind to her. So, when they're that slow, it's hard to imagine how you even get bit.
Who said that? I saw that from somebody recently. You're someone, I think, on TikTok who had made that comment. If you get bit by the kind of walkers that are in The Walking Dead, you deserve to get bit.
A little bit.
It's funny. It is funny.
Because we talked about in an episode, I think I ended up cutting it out, but we talked about one of the girls in The Walking Dead, I think, where she reached her hand in, it was like a mom or something, and she got bit by a zombie in the back seat. It's
That's it.
That's how you have to get bit to die from something like that.
And you deserve it.
Yeah, because you didn't check the back seat. Like, what are you doing, man?
You deserve it. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say it so hastily, but this is I'm prepared for this stuff, right? So I cannot go out in that manner. This is why staying calm is the essential key to surviving any apocalypse: staying calm.
Especially with kids.
Especially. Now, it's going to be so much more terrifying, but when you're in a hurry like that, slow is fast.
Yeah.
In this case, I'm going to use Josh Gad, what was his name? Teddy McGiggles. I'm going to use him as the example because he was so excited to get in that van that he didn't look behind to see. I mean, he knew his guy got killed. He knew it, but he didn't even think to check inside of his van.
Yeah.
But I will say,
he was too messed up.
That was a little bit of a faux pas there, because how did the guy in the back get killed and no other zombies are in the van?
Well, what I considered there was maybe he got bit and climbed in the top and then turned inside the van.
So he escaped back into the van and turned?
That would be my thought.
All right. I'll give it that. I'll let that one go.
Where I had more of it's not even a beef because they did it intentionally and it was funny, is that you notice it was the puppet that ate him and not the actual zombie?
Well, I mean, I'll be fair. It wasn't the puppet that ate him. That motherfucker ripped his face off.
Yeah, well, and ripped his stomach open.
But I get what you mean, because that was absolutely
one
silly.
Of the final scenes when I think it was when the army was shooting the whole crowd. There's a scene where they show the puppet specifically getting shot in the head, and I thought that was really funny and really clever.
I missed that. I'm going back.
It was super funny.
Look, we watch these movies all the time. I saw this one a while back, and I recommended it to Erik here, and said we got to do this movie because it's clever, it's cute, it is listed as a horror comedy, and it really is. It really lives up to that value. But now, as for the survival techniques, staying calm, staying collected, having a plan, those are the most important things, especially with kids, right? They're looking to you. You have to know this. They're looking to you for calm, for direction. What do I do? How do I act?
That's one of the things we're trained in doing is when they go into, I say they, just any client, if you're doing ABA therapy, if they go into tantrum behaviors, if you freak out, that just freaks them out. They're already freaked out. So they need the person they're supposed to be listening to be calm, which is something Miss Caroline did incredibly well in this movie. Honestly, this whole movie, I'm like taking notes on the side, like I could do that. that might work.
Oh, and dude, music?
Yeah, okay. So let me say, I love music. I think music has incredible power. Not this much power. You're not controlling 10 hungry,
She controlled the
tired,
zombies with the music.
kids.
What are you talking about?
Okay. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. I thought that was really funny too. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, say hooray.
At this point, I think they were just going over the top. I really do.
I think so too. Especially when they cross the military line and they're like, no, just sing them a song.
Just sing them a song. I remember that.
They're here.
Who?
The zombies.
I thought the gate would stop them.
They knocked it down instantly.
How much time do we have?
They're already here.
We should have bought that beautiful Los Angeles dream house in that safe neighborhood that Corinne showed us.
I know, it was so much more defensible, and Corinne would have had us moved in before the apocalypse.
Do you think it's too late to call her now?
I'll try. No! Ah! We should have called Corinne sooner!
Don't wait until it's too late. Call Corinne Salas today at 714-510-6443 and buy your Los Angeles dream house now. That's 714-510-6443. You can also find her on Instagram at Next Home by Corinne, or visit her website at corinnesalas.nexthomegrandview.com. That's CORINNESALAS.nexthomegrandview.com. What I'm going to say about this movie that really surprised me is it gave me some feels at the end. And primarily because it was that Dave, I would say, finally got his life together.
Yeah, he didn't suck anymore.
And he definitely didn't suck anymore.
He sucked.
I thought it was super cute that they were all in there singing Taylor Swift, Shake It Off to all of the kids. And then the part that just warmed my heart is at the end of it. What did they do? All of the kids were like throwing their pillows, and like this was like a Taylor Swift concert to them. They
Yeah.
absolutely loved it.
For the sake of survival, don't think this will work.
No.
Don't think this will work with two kids
No.
who are hungry and grumpy. Kids are irrational.
Which that is one of the greatest points is hungry, irrational kids in a zombie apocalypse. I mean, is there no better reason to be prepared for a terrible situation? You get yourself a solar powered phone charger, right? Everybody, you guys should be stocking up on extra bottles of water, on extra canned goods. Buy 2 extra cans of stuff so that way we always have stuff in the cupboard. That way we just recycle it. We go through the ones that we bought a long time ago. You always have dry goods. You always have your rice. You always have your flour. You always have your beans. You always have your oils, right? You need olive oil is the best one you can have, but you can live on virtually any kind of oil. Now,
I think zombie apocalypse, you're not so worried about diet anymore.
absolutely not. I mean, I'll go to town on vegetable or canola oil or Crisco. I
Yeah.
don't care.
I don't
at
think
that
it matters at that point.
Again, if I die of cancer, I lived a long life by comparison.
Yeah.
In these situations, it's just that you don't want to get cancer. I mean,
We've talked about this. Getting sick that's something that I think a lot of movies can't really explore because of the time constraint. You're trying to
Right.
stick to about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
right.
Some TV shows try to hit on it. The Last of Us hit on it a little bit, which I think is very game logic. Oh, I got stabbed, and now after getting a little bit of penicillin, I'm going to stand up and fight 2 guys with a knife in fist-to-fist combat. You're not doing that. So you can't really explore like getting sick or getting hurt in a movie in the way that would really accurately show how devastating that would be. I think the best example would be like Herschel from The Walking Dead.
Right.
He lost his leg, man.
Right.
He pretty much knew, like, if we get overrun, I'm done.
Yep.
Where am I going?
Yep.
So that's a lot, like having kids with you, 10 kids with you during a situation like this.
Yeah.
You're in a sense,
You've lost your limbs.
yeah, you're in a sense handicapped if you're trying to keep them all alive, which there's things that I agree with and don't agree with her approach. Yes, keeping them calm. And what I didn't necessarily fully agree with was the whole, it's a game, don't worry about it, it's a game. I understand fully why she did that, but you saw where that could have been really bad, where Felix just went out in his Darth Vader costume and was like, pew, 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 to the zombies.
With his little cane.
Yeah, with his little cane. If he got caught, especially there where he was petting that lamb, if he got caught...
Plot armor.
Yeah. If he'd have gotten caught out in the open, he's dead.
Yep.
All while thinking like, oh, this is just a game. They won't hurt me.
Yep.
So there's like... there's
Kids trust you.
Yeah.
And that's like that. It plays on that whole emotion there of how much trust kids give you. But now on the other hand, what I have to say in response, I'll say in rebuttal for Miss Caroline, is you have to tell them something. I get what you're saying, because it's like, telling them it's all a game and letting them believe that, no harm is going to come to them. I think I personally, I think that's the right thing to do, but it's so tough because the result was exactly what you said. One of them snuck out and went to go get them a tractor.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up working out because he ended up saving Dave.
Plot armor.
But I think something more along the lines of we're safe in here, but it is dangerous out there right now would have been a better approach, so that the kids are more inclined like, okay, well, we're okay in here. We just can't go outside right now.
See, I don't know what I would tell my kids. I really don't. I am of the mindset, and maybe this is because I'm a Gen Xer. My mindset is my kids don't see me crying and worried. I'm a rock. You're not going to see that from me. And even my wife, you're not going to see me complaining. I'm not going to complain to you. It's not your job to take care of my problems. That's my job. I'm going to handle my problems. Meanwhile, I'll take all of your problems. Go ahead. Bring it on. Tell me what you've got. And it's a bit stoic. I get it. I think it's an old-timey, like people accuse me of being a boomer. No, I'm not a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer. We're different. So we're a whole different bunch. So maybe I'm able to look at this movie and see from that perspective of a Gen Xer. Now, this guy, this director, writer, he was born in 1981. So he's not too far behind me. So maybe he got to live that same childhood as I do. I don't know if you've seen the memes. I hope you have, where it says, when I was a kid, this is how we knew where our friends were, and it was all the bikes parked in front of the house. That was my childhood. That was exactly how we knew where everybody was. Those bike pedals that are spiked, and it's like you don't know pain until you've had one of these hit you on the shin. Heck yeah, dude. I felt it when I saw that bike pedal.
Yeah, for my generation, it's the Razor scooter. Man, when those things would clock you in the shins, oh no, you were down. You were down for the count for a while.
Mine was skateboards, right? We used to do that, and it was worse than the Razor scooter hitting you in the shin. That's bad. I'm not gonna dull that down. That hurts. It's the skateboard or the rail in the nuts. When you try to grind a rail and you slip and you go one leg on one side, one leg on the other, and you just land flat on that rail, you're down.
On the topic of skateboards, I think a skateboard with 10 kids piled on your shoulders and Miss Caroline at the top doing a gymnastics performance would have been faster than that freaking tractor we were driving. Oh my God. That thing was so slow.
And I think they meant to emphasize that at the end when they did that aerial shot looking down, and you saw the zombies were all like right there.
Oh my God.
Still following. I did like that part though when she says, she looks over at Max, that big kid, after he screamed about wanting to play putt-putt, and she says, "Who wants to play putt-putt?"
Yeah.
And he got all excited, and she was letting him bonk them on the heads.
In the event of an actual zombie apocalypse, please don't let your child play putt-putt with the zombie's head.
Do not use these techniques. The movie was so fun. But now, survival techniques, the only thing I can tell you from this movie that you have to do is stay calm. Be calm if you're having to take care of and lead a bunch of kids. I cannot tell you what to tell them. I do take the approach that she did the right thing. You're not entirely sold on that. You would say something different. I don't think that there's a right thing.
I don't think there's a right thing. I'm about minimizing risk. If you believe you can just step out and go hug one of them, you are not going to be safe. If you understand that, okay, I'm safe in here because I'm with you, but out there, those people want to hurt me. So let me not go out there. I don't know what the right thing to say.
No, I get it. You're making complete sense. I'm not judging what you're saying. And I think that any of our listeners who have that same, the right word I think might be trepidation. You're in a terrible situation. Do you tell your young children, your kindergartners, what the situation is? I don't know. That part I can't tell you. You know your kids. You know what's best for them. You have to make that decision. But what I can tell you is you absolutely have to tell them in a calm, collected state. You cannot panic. You just make the decisions in front of you. However, you're playing chess. I use that specifically for you because you're very good at chess. You're playing chess. You're thinking multiple moves ahead. You're not making a move with no thought in the future, which plot armor, they jumped in that souvenir shop. It worked. I think there was a better move before doing that because all of these things were so slow.
Leave the area?
Leave the farm? I don't know how.
They were doing fine with the single file line.
Just keep moving. Maybe you just... I don't know if it was too far that the kids would get too tired and they wouldn't be able to keep moving.
That would be my concern. I guess you also don't know in a situation like this. They didn't know it was contained to the farm.
Right.
So if that was nationwide, leaving that does nothing but tire you out. And where are you going?
Yep. and then you walk out into it.
Yeah, and I think that would be exponentially worse. I mean, at least stopping in the souvenir shop was like a kind of like a time to recoup.
Yeah.
And to figure out what the next move was, which I think is actually an important part of any disaster situation, is you can plan out as much as you want. Any plan that you've made is gonna go to crap, guaranteed.
Well, but just like chess, right? You make your plans, you make your moves, but when you see that things have changed, the opposition against you is different now. You have to adapt and you have to adjust and you have to change.
So here's something that bugged me, and maybe it bugged you. When they were worried about the zombies breaking into the souvenir shop, there was a scene where a lot of zombies had started congregating because they were trying to get to the van. So Dave was trying to distract all the zombies and bring them to one side of the building so that McGiggles could run. And so a lot of zombies were coming up to the shop and were kind of pushing against the door, and it looked like the doors were about to open. They kind of stood around and stared for a while, and the whole time they were doing that, I was just wondering, why not have the kids go to the roof?
You know?
If you're worried about them breaking in...
Yeah, I mean, while that makes perfect sense, the part that would become increasingly difficult is if the plan succeeded, McGiggles and Dave get to the van and they drive up to the souvenir shop. This is, if everything went as they planned.
Which it didn't.
Then they're all up on the roof, and how do they get down? Which from there, I would say jump on the top of the roof and go in.
That was the original plan. That
was it?
McGiggles' plan.
Oh.
Yeah, because originally Dave said, let's take the tractor. And McGiggles like, no, we're going to take the McGiggle-mobile. A super souped-up van. It's taking me across the whole world. And his whole plan was, we get to the McGiggle van, pull it up to the shop, load the kids up from the roof so that they never have to cross the zombies.
Yeah,
that was a brilliant plan.
Then I definitely have to agree with you. I have to agree with you that they should have already been on the roof.
Yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't go to the roof.
If the plan is to get them up onto the roof of the van, you're not going to lift them up one at a time.
Boop, 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 boop.
That's going to mess you up. You have to lift them all up one at a time. You're screwed.
Yeah, I think the whole reason they didn't go up was because the tractor eventually burst in through the back. So they had to have the kids down there to load up into the tractor.
Yeah.
Wow, I just love sailing through the cosmos on my spaceship. Oh, look over there. It's a family of aliens. Hi. Oh, I wonder where they're off to in such a rush. Oh my! That guy must be going close to light speed. Why is everyone in such a rush? Oh no. No! It's another banger song from Erik Salas. I don't want to listen to it on repeat for the next 2 weeks. Please! It's too good! No! Ah!
On the topic of you have to stay calm and that slow is fast, the 1, 2, 3 eyes on me, there was twice where the kids would go 1, 2 eyes on you, and I'm like, say it faster. I'm like, you guys are taking way too long, and she needs to tell you what to do right now.
Oh man, I was completely content. I liked her control. I thought that the actor, she killed it.
She was awesome.
She was the voice of reason. She was the calmness. She was everything you wanted to feel secure.
I loved how real she got. I like how they painted her and showed her as this superhero, and that's what Dave even said when he approached her about that. He was like, how are you such a superhero? That was when she got real and told you her backstory, and that's when you realize she's just a person.
Yep.
It's funny how she said it. They looked at her with no judgment.
Yep.
And they trusted her, just this complete unconditional trust. And that is the great thing about kids, is that when they really trust you, they are willing.
They put their lives in your hands.
Yeah, they will trust you when it really, really matters.
So the movie overall, I gotta say, I'm with you. I'm gonna watch it again. I like it. I like the character. I like the character development more than I like the character of
Yeah.
Dave. But I like his development. And in all honesty, at the very end, they're sitting there singing Taylor Swift, "Shake It Off," and it honestly gave me some good feels. I dug that movie all the way through. I loved how they made me absolutely despise Dave.
Can we spend a moment to talk about how much he sucked? Like
Sure.
the different things that just really sucked about him.
The bus.
Oh man. Okay, I want to rewatch this movie, but I might skip that scene. That was so hard to watch. Oh my. I'm a type of person where I don't judge people when they make music. I've made really bad songs, so I try not to judge people when they make bad music, but this was on another level. This was so hard to listen to. And the way he set it up just made it worse. It's a ballad of sorts.
It's one of my slow songs.
I was in the kitchen making food. I had to turn away from my phone. I had my earbuds in, so it was like in my brain. It was
What is
hard.
that called? I'm just gonna call it third party embarrassment.
Yeah, secondhand embarrassment.
Secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, this was like firsthand cringe. This was as bad as it gets.
When someone is incapable of feeling embarrassment and you feel it for them.
And you're gonna follow up Miss Caroline's "Shake It Off" performance with that?
Yeah, right.
Oh my.
Yeah, and after she had introduced you as a professional to children and said, "What is a professional?" and they all said, "When you are so good at something, you get paid for it." That's right.
She set him up, to be honest, but
It was funny. It was
also,
funny.
Why did he bring his guitar? That's part of him sucking as a person.
I gotta say, one thing I really wanted to see that I don't think I got to see. I hope I'm wrong. I wanted to see him bash that guitar over a zombie's head.
I think he did.
Did he?
I think he did.
Oh man, I'm gonna watch it again, but I was so angry. I did love that one zombie ripped his freaking stupid flannel that he had tied around his waist off.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that.
There were a lot of really funny moments and a lot at the expense of his character. Like, oh my God, him taking Felix out in the middle of the night to go see his ex.
But
my
we gotta
God.
talk about how he fucking woke up his nephew. He's fucking shaking him like he's a goddamn grown man.
Everything about that scene was golden. That should have been the cringiest part of the movie.
It should have been.
It wasn't, and that's bad.
Yep. So the whole thing is only about an hour and a half long. I'm looking here. It says hour 33, which you all know, that's about 9 minutes of credits. So
Yeah.
it's only about an hour 20 something. But all fun. And I feel like it gets started really fast. Like there's some dialogue in the beginning. I don't really know how long it goes. It doesn't feel that long. It doesn't feel like, I don't feel like it dragged out or anything like that. But there was enough setup. You knew he was a loser. You knew he was.
They really let you know that.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just. It's more than just down on his luck, you know. It's
Well, because he's doing it to himself.
absolutely.
It's all the lies. Oh, I'm in a band. No, you're not.
That was pretty cringe right there. That was
yeah,
again
that hurt.
another part where you keep telling everybody you're in a band. You're wearing your band T-shirt to a children's field trip and letting the teacher know that you're in this band. Not to mention, he called it a Christian band.
That was so funny.
God's Sledgehammer.
Oh, because I'm a Christian. It is a Christian
It-
band.
It is a Christian band. I'm a Christian.
Oh man, that was funny.
And then when they're about to die, I did like that. When they're
How he
about to
came
die,
clean.
I'm not a Christian. It's not a
Yeah.
Christian band.
That was so funny. That was such a heartwarming moment. That was a big pivotal moment in his character where he he aired out all of his lies.
You know, when he finally admitted he was a loser, that was the first step in turning his life around. And,
Yeah.
you know, no, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen even in a few moments. You got to change your life now. And I think that these types of situations, although I agree with you, you meet someone in this type of situation and it's never going to get any better than that. And so
Yeah.
don't
Well, I mean,
let
you're
that
never
ruin it.
going to have that much trust in someone the same way. Like, your life was literally in her hands at that point.
Yep.
And her life was in his hands when I thought it was very brave of her to just take him at his word when he was like, I'm going to step up. That was the first instance of him really stepping up, and that was him taking watch.
Yep.
When he said, I'm going to step up, I was by myself when I watched this movie. I literally said out loud with Bon Jovi as my witness.
Bon?
Back me up on this, buddy. I straight up said, you better not fucking fall asleep.
Yep. Yep. He agrees.
He agrees, yes.
Bon Jovi agrees.
If he fell asleep during watch, she would have never trusted him again.
Why? How could you? I mean, how can you? I think that in that situation, you do have to understand it's not just a metaphor. It is literally life and death. But totally a fun movie. Definitely worth watching. The most I can give you guys of surviving little monsters is these zombies are slow walkers.
Just jog.
So like we said, if you can run, you can get away from them. I think that they did a little more by adding a group of children because you can't just run away. You know, you leave the children behind. No.
You can't morally do that.
Not appropriate. I'm not going to do that.
So here's the thing. Would you blame somebody if they have no connection to these kids? Like McGiggles. I don't agree with McGiggles, and I would like to think I wouldn't do what he did in any way. But I also don't fully blame him. In my opinion, he was the most real in this whole situation. I found myself kind of agreeing with him when he was going off on the kids, and he was like, no, that existed when there weren't people trying to eat your freaking face off. That's when that existed. We don't live in that world anymore. That was a dose of reality. That's what was happening. And although I don't think his approach was correct, would you blame somebody for acting that way? Or
who am I? Am I the parent? Am I the teacher?
Just as a outside third party spectator, if we were to watch a movie, right, where a character with no ties to these kids decides, I can't take care of these kids, you're on your own, and runs off for his own survival, do you blame him?
I do. Me personally, I still come from that age where there is no future without kids. So my life is definitely worth even one of theirs. And
I think morally it's super wrong. I don't know how much I blame a human for making a decision like that.
Well, I mean, you know, what I say on that is the premise is based on self-preservation.
Yeah.
Right? But ultimately, like I said, you go into any of these scenarios, in this particular case, you're thinking the entire zombie apocalypse has begun, the entire world is overtaken. That's what I would be thinking. And I think it's cute that they were all thinking that it was localized and that it wasn't going to get out any further than where they were. I mean, McGiggle was at for sure. He was like, "Oh no, I'm the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards winner 5 times running." So he thought that, you know, everywhere else in the world would be like, "Oh, let's go get this guy," right? Mm-hmm. But even in that scenario, it's a highly localized event. I think where we saw All of Us Are Dead. It's
a great one.
Pretty localized.
At first.
At first.
At first, it was localized to the school, and then it expanded out to all of Seoul.
And that's another one we'll get into.
For sure.
That's a different one. All of Us Are Dead is more of a mini series. It's several episodes long, and I've heard rumors that they were going to come up with a season 2.
Yeah.
I
thought it was greenlit by Netflix.
I haven't seen anything, but I would follow it. I would follow that.
I could see myself surviving Little Monsters.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Absolutely.
I don't know how half those people got bit. The Chinese guy in the beginning had it coming. Like,
Taking a selfie.
what was he doing? In what world do you see that and think, oh, that must be a part of the putt-putt course?
Yeah.
Like, what? That was silly.
No,
Other than that guy, how else do you get bit?
I snuck up on. There was a scene where they were that Asian lady was running, and she turned a corner, and there was that whole group of them. Like, she could have easily been bitten right there. I don't think she was, but they didn't show her again, so it was kind of inconsequential. But that's kind of how I thought anybody would have to get bit by these things.
I had beef with that scene, actually. She could for sure see that while she was running up. She just wasn't looking. And that drives me crazy. How are you not watching your surroundings like that?
You're looking behind you. You're panicking. That again, stay calm. Stay calm.
I think that's the takeaway of this episode.
It has
Stay
to be.
calm.
Stay
Don't be
calm.
Crazy.
Make good decisions. You need to think it through. You can't make hasty decisions just because. You make your moves, calculated, planned, and you'll get out of Little Monsters rather easy. Some of these others that we're going to cover, I don't know, but we'll see. And when the zombie apocalypse begins, will you survive?